Hello and welcome to the first show of EyeOnSheridan 2016. I'm Crystal Davine.
And I'm Marvian Ordonez. On today's show, an avalanche in the French Alps hits a group of children and their teacher, a coyote warning for the city of Oakville, and Kyle Johnston tells you how winter tires could save your life.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau met with Mayor John Tory in Toronto today. Today's visit marks the first time the Prime Minister has visited City Hall since 1998. Trudeau announced that his government is giving $20 million to the stem cell research. He says that this support will provide jobs and improvements to the health-related technology. The two shared a private 45-minute meeting before taking questions from reporters. Climate change, transit, and housing, as well as Syrian refugee resettlement, were topics of discussion between the two. On behalf of the people of Toronto, Tory tweeted out that he is excited to work with Trudeau. At the conference, Trudeau said that a level of government will work towards the same people.
One woman is dead and another is in a hospital with serious injuries after a crash on the QEW at Guelph Line. The two women were traveling in the same car and swerved into the path of a transport truck. OPP Sergeant Carrie Schmid said the reason why is still unknown. The truck driver walked away with minor injuries. The crash is still being investigated. A man is in critical condition after he and his two dogs were struck by a Wheel-Trans bus this morning. Witnesses say the driver appeared to be in distress, clutching his chest before driving into the man and a hydro pole near Kingston Road and Main Street. One dog was pronounced dead on the scene, with the other being taken to the vet. The intersection is still closed as the police continue their investigation.
Two people are dead after a fatal collision between two vehicles in Brampton. The collision took place at the Central Parkway Drive and Howden Boulevard. The two passengers from the other car were taken to hospital with minor injuries. The victims were in their early 20s, both from Mississauga. The cause of the crash is still being investigated. The guilty plea is expected in the death of a Western University student who was hit by a car while walking on campus. 24-year-old Jared DeYoung is facing charges including criminal negligence and impaired driving causing death. Investigators say the car jumped the curb and hit Andrea Cresciti while she was on her way to class. She died in hospital 2 days after the collision.
The town of Oakville is holding a special meeting about coyotes in the community. This comes after a number of incidents, including one yesterday where a student at Oakville Trafalgar were approached by a growling coyote near the school. The meeting will be held at St. Mildred's Lightbourne at 7 next Wednesday night. Halton police have confirmed an increase in coyote sightings, especially during the day. Authorities are asking residents not to feed or pet these wild animals, but instead contact the police as soon as possible.
A busy couple of days for the police on the roads now that winter weather has arrived, and Kyle Johnston tells us why it's a good time to invest in winter tires.
Degrees. Halton residents are now rushing to experience the benefits of winter tires.
Well, people forget how to drive in the winter. We went, 2 months now without snow, and now we're getting our first heavy snowstorm now. And I think I've heard 2 or 3 accidents.
According to Ontario's Ministry of Transportation, by switching to winter tires, it reduces your stopping distance by 25%.
I always slip and slide with the all seasons. With the winters, I'm more confident. So maybe it's the confidence, I don't know.
I think if everybody had the proper tires for the weather conditions, there'd probably be less accidents on the road.
In Ontario, there are around 13,000 collisions between December and March. So when the snow comes, remember to put on your winter tires. Switching over to winter tires not only reduces your stopping distance, but may give you the traction needed in a difficult driving situation.
Well, your winter tires are going to give you a faster stop time, gives you better control. You don't skid out, steer out, or peel out. It also gives you a discount on insurance, so it does save you the money on your insurance, whether your parents are paying for it or you're paying it.
During the winter season, 66% of Ontario drivers switch over to winter tires. Reporting for EyeOnSheridan, I'm Kyle Johnston.
So will you be needing those winter tires to deal with any snow in the near future? Let's take a look outside with Brendan for a quick look at what to expect in the weather this week.
Hey guys, well right now it's a pretty brisk -8. No flurries right now, but there are some scattered flurries later tonight. Of course that didn't stop me from taking my bike to school like I always do. There it is back there. So right now it's not too bad out. There's nothing too bad. The winds have calmed down a little bit, but I will have the rest of the weather report later in the show. Back to you guys in studio.
Transportation Minister Stephen Del Duca and Northern Development and Mines Minister Michael Gravel are set to visit Nipigon Bridge today. The partial closure of the bridge was caused by intense weather this past weekend. Increased weight limits and delays are causing some trucking companies to consider dodging the bridge entirely, instead opting to travel the longer route through the U.S.
Shaw Media is selling off its media branch to Chorus Entertainment in the $2.5 billion deal. It will include the transfer of properties like Food Network Canada, Showcase, and Global Television. Chorus already owns a number of major radio stations like Q107 and in November launched the Canadian Disney Channel, which joins YTV, Treehouse, and Teletoon, making Chorus the prime children's broadcaster.
The Canadian dollar temporarily dipping below 70 cents again today, and it could get worse. The Canadian investment forecaster who predicted the loonies drop last year says it will reach an all-time low of 59 cents by the end of 2016. Realtor Royal LePage expects the frenetic price growth in certain large real estate market is likely moderate this year. The Canadian market is predicted to grow but at a slower pace. Average prices of a Canadian home increased 6.5% in the fourth quarter of the last year, and prices are expected to rise 4.1% this year.
The Toronto Bakery has taken selling dough to new heights. For the second day, world-class bakers on St. Clair Avenue are giving away the much-anticipated Powerball tickets with any purchase of $20 or more. The $1.5 billion jackpot, which works out to be $2 billion for Canadians, had customers lined up and waiting up to an hour to get a slice of the action and a slice of bread. The promotion started yesterday at 8 a.m. and the tickets were sold by 2 p.m. Bakery owner Suzanne King went to Buffalo to pick up 1,000 more tickets to sell today. The Powerball draw will be at 10:59 tonight. So what will you do if you win? We asked Sheridan students about their billion-dollar plans.
Like to a charity or a cause that I actually believed in, or
put half of it into stocks and see what happens over a couple years and kind of make the best of it when I get it back, when time makes sense and just stocks are at its best.
Money complicates kind of everything, and also I really don't have any innate desires to be rich or be like.
If I won the lottery, I would pay off student loans. I'd buy a truck.
Honestly, with that much money, I'd probably just put it in the bank and see if I could get away with living off of interest alone.
I would pay off my family debt, travel around the world, and then invest it in the Oculus Rift.
Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about the first hand transplant to take place in Canada.
And we'll show you some amazing dogs who are putting their best paws forward.
You guys got your IFBs tucked in? In your ears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're hearing, are they really loud?
I can't hear
not
anything.
Too, but no.
Do you know where you're hearing it from? I think it's from Gaston's head.
I was hearing a buzz. I was hearing a buzzing.
I don't hear anything.
I was hearing a buzzing and then it went away.
Welcome back. An avalanche in the French Alps hit a group of 10 school children and their teacher. Searchers are currently looking for the 5 missing students. 4 injured students were found in a cardiac arrest and the teacher was unconscious. French police say that at least one person is dead.
A Canadian man has been sentenced to 4 years in prison. In Vietnam, 45-year-old Vadim Benderman admitted on trial that he lured 4 homeless teenage boys into his home and paid them to have sex. The boys were between the ages of 13 to 15. Benderman is originally from Montreal, but was in Vietnam on the tourist visa and teaching English at a foreign language center.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry is thanking Iran for ending what could have become a crisis. 10 American sailors were captured by Iran Tuesday after their 2 naval boats were entered Iranian waters. Waiting for the sailors' release went on for hours while Iranian officials interrogated them about their motives. All 10 are now back in U.S. care. Iranian state media said an investigation determined mechanical trouble caused the U.S. boats to drift into Iranian territory.
U.S. President Obama gave his final State of the Union address, his 7th and final speech as the Commander-in-Chief. In his speech, Obama explained his confidence and optimism in the progress the country has made in the past 8 years and in the future of the United States. Despite
longer hold this office, I will be right there with you as a citizen, inspired by those voices of fairness and vision, of grit and good humor and kindness that have helped America travel so far.
Despite the optimism, okay, what is happening right now? Where am I looking here? Down.
At least 15 people are dead in Pakistan after suicide bombing outside a polio vaccination center. The attack took place in the southwestern Pakistani city of Quetta. A senior official with the Quetta police say 13 of the victims were officers. The attack came on the 3rd day of vaccination campaign. The bomber, who walked up to police officers, had more than 20 pounds of explosives. Israeli airstrikes hit a Palestinian terrorist cell on the border of Gaza today. Israel Defense Forces report that the cell was planting a bomb near the border fence. With plans to detonate it, when a patrol drove past, the airstrike killed 1 and injured 3 others. The operation also included the Shin Bet security service, who gathered the intelligence on the bomb plants. Local farmers are being told to avoid the Gaza border because of the possibility of a retaliation.
The Carillon Cafe is reopening its doors today for the first time since it was among Paris sites targeted by Islamic extremists in November. Bouquets of fresh flowers and photos of those killed inside on November 13th still decorate the facade. The French capital is trying to revive tourism and commerce after attacks cost about 130 lives and cast a shadow of fear on the city. 2 other cafes targeted in the attacks have already reopened. Paris tourism took a hit in the weeks of the following violence. Hotel occupancy dropped, and Air France estimates the attacks caused $130 million in lost revenue. The Association Athletics Federations is under fire for allegedly hiding reports that would show the extent of Russian drug abuse. The World Anti-Doping Agency's investigation found Russian track and field athletes were involved in possibly life-threatening blood transfusions and boosters, but the AAF didn't ban the athletes until the London 2012 Olympics, 6 years after the information was found.
Beneath the seas of the coast of Australia lies the wreckage of a 19th century vessel. In the search for the remains of the Malaysian flight MH370, a 200-year-old ship was found in the Western Australian waters. Recently released sonar images taken last month show the ship is constructed of steel and iron, which indicates it was created in the Industrial Revolutionary era. While experts are currently investigating what type of ship it is, the search for the missing flight continues 2 years after its disappearance.
The Queen of England was definitely on the nice list this year as she received an array of gifts for Christmas from around the world. The presents were as diverse as a diamond sapphire brooch from the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka to a bag of salt from the governor of the British Virgin Islands.
The first hand transplant to take place in Canada was a success. Dr. Stephen McCabe led a team of 18 surgeons in a 14-hour operation at Toronto Western Hospital. They successfully attached the arm to a 49-year-old patient who lost her arm below the elbow several years ago. McCabe says that the patient is doing well and is having no medical problems since the transplant. Feeling stressed out or a little down? Some quality time with the trained therapy dogs may be just what you need. Reporter Hillary Johnson has the story.
Dogs in the St. John's Ambulance Therapy Dog Program. Their job is to visit different facilities from retirement homes to high schools, helping people any way they can, often leaving residents smiling and excited for the next visit.
So I've been with the program for about 3.5 years now. The St. John's goes through a series of evaluations. The first is with the dog and you in sort of a large environment where they test out how does the dog react to like wheelchairs or someone carrying a walker, also in large crowded environments.
When testing is completed, dogs and their owners are sent to different locations till they find their perfect fit. Piper often visits Hampton Terrace, a retirement home where her interaction provides health benefits such as lowered blood pressure, decrease in stress, lessens the chance of depression, improves motor skills, as well as bringing joy to the residents.
Oh, she's so friendly and so warm and cuddly. She's beautiful. This one just comes in like a spry little pup. It brightens my day, yeah.
I joined the program at the same time as Joanna, so whatever, about 3.5 years. And it's wonderful to go around with her and see the smile she puts on people's faces. So that's why we do it.
The Therapy Dog Program offers comfort and companionship for many people, as well as love for our furry friends. For more information, visit www.sja.ca. For EyeOnSheridan, I'm Hillary Johnson.
Coming up after the break, the Leafs take on the Jackets.
And we'll take a closer look at the Sheridan students nominees for the Annie Awards.
People in Periscope are actually crazy.
Thank you. God, tell them I'm actually feeling lightheaded.
Oh, it's a 3-shot?
Go.
Welcome back. So Kelsey, what's going on with the Leafs?
Well, the Leafs take on Columbus Blue Jackets tonight in Toronto. The Buds look to bounce back after a horrible 7-0 loss to the San Jose Sharks on the weekend. Leafs will be without forward James Riedzyk, out 6 to 8 weeks after suffering an injury on his left foot on Saturday. Our Raptors cross the pond to take on the Orlando Magic. Tip-off is Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. in London, England. This is the Raptors' second go-around in the UK for a regular season game. Lowry and company will be looking for new luck after losing both times to the then New Jersey Nets. Coca-Cola has a new face. Jordan Spieth, fresh off his 7th PGA Tour win, has signed a multi-year deal with the soda pop company, reportedly on the same level as LeBron James and Taylor Swift, although no details have been released. Spieth says he hopes the deal will bring global awareness to the sport of golf. And there's always a story breaking in the world of sports, so how do you stay caught up? We've got you covered. Here's Tanya Marusik with some helpful tips.
When you're watching your game, when you're watching for sports, if you're in a pool, you're looking for specifics with certain players.
With so many leagues and teams to keep up with, sports apps are the most modern and convenient way to keep up to date on your favorite sports.
If you're a fan on a specific team, you can favorite the team on a general sports app such as TSN, The Score, and Sportsnet.
If I was in America, you would think you would use ESPN, but I find The Score is the best app to use because they get their updates like right away.
Although people still use traditional methods to get their statistics, most people today prefer applications.
And they may not cover that in a traditional broadcast environment for what you need. So yeah, really specific information, and for specific times, the best way to get that information is on the new technologies of web apps or websites.
It doesn't matter how busy life is, the mobile device is a saving grace for all sports fans. For EyeOnSheridan, I'm Tanya Marusik.
FIFA has fired Secretary General Jerome Valk today after alleged corruption with the World Cup ticket sales. Valk was responsible for the preparations of the last 2 World Cups in South Africa and Brazil. Valk will be suspended from all football activities for 9 years. Lionel Messi is once again soccer's greatest player after winning his record 5th Ballon d'Or on Monday. Messi bumped out reigning champion Cristiano Ronaldo after getting 41% of the votes. Congrats to the Argentinian and Barcelona captain. And if you still have an LA Rams jersey, now's the time to take it out of the closet. Stan Kroenke, owner of the St. Louis Rams, announced that the team will be relocating to Los Angeles for the 2016 season. Both the San Diego Chargers and the Oakland Raiders have been offered the option to share a new stadium planned for 2019.
Process, and as Roger said, it is bittersweet. We understand the emotions involved of our fans, and it's not easy to do these things.
The divisional round of the NFL playoffs will begin this weekend. Starting Saturday, the Kansas City Chiefs face New England Patriots, followed by the Green Bay Packers against the Arizona Cardinals. Sunday, we have Seattle Seahawks up against the Carolina Panthers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers face the Denver Broncos. It's going to be an exciting weekend, and I have my jersey ready to go. How is entertainment looking, Olivia?
Thank you, Kelsey. Hundreds of people gathered at the Opera House in Toronto last night to celebrate the life of David Bowie. Bowie died Sunday after an 18-month battle with cancer. The tribute band Holly Holly performed the rock and roll legends classics that helped shape music today. After an overwhelming response last night's event, the band will be performing together again tonight at the Opera House. Doors open at 7 p.m., but the event is already sold out. The nominations for the Razzie Awards were announced this morning. The Razzie Awards are to throw shade at the worst in film. 50 Shades of Grey with Jupiter Ascending, Pixels, and Paul Blart's Mall Cop 2 are the films most nominated for the Razzie Awards. The awards will take place February 27th in Los Angeles. Sheridan's animation grads and students are among nominees for the prestigious Annie Awards. Tarek Michel has the story. There's a new Hollywood hookup that's heating up award season. Pop star Katy Perry has been seen flirting with actor Orlando Bloom. The two were first seen together at the Golden Globes after party. Then they were seen together last night in LA at the Stella McCartney Autumn 2016 presentation. These two hotties have potential of being Hollywood's new it couple. One Direction may be going in separate directions. The boy band's reported break may be permanent. The members of 1D allegedly are going to focus on their individual careers. Fan favorite Harry Styles wants to pursue acting and a solo career. Louis Tomlinson is going to become a father in July, and Liam Payne is interested in songwriting and producing. It's heartbreaking, Directioners, I know, but I'm sure there'll be a reunion tour in a good 5 to 10 years. 19-year-old songstress Alicia Cara will be at Sheridan's Davis campus tomorrow night. The Brampton native will be performing at The Den as a part of Sheridan's Frost Week. The show starts at 9 p.m. This event will be all ages. That's all for entertainment. Now back to Crystal and Arvian in the newsroom.
After the break, the next Picasso may have been revived as polar bear.
And Brendan will have your 5-day forecast. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Sheridan Animation grads and students are among the nominees for the prestigious Annie Awards. Tarek Mashal has the story.
11 Sheridan alumni are nominated for categories such as Best Character Animation, Storyboarding, and Production Design. Also, 10 current students are nominated in the Best Student Film category for their film, Mother.
This year, the Annie Awards, which are the equivalent of the Academy Awards for animation.
Graduates are nominated for movies like Inside Out, The Peanuts Movie, and Hotel Transylvania 2.
So lots of excitement. I mean, it's just thrilling to be part of a winning team. It's been an exciting ride the last 2 years. Last year it was the Academy Awards where we had 3 of our graduates were contenders for the top Academy Award for Best Feature Animated Film, and won for Big Hero 6, which was fantastic.
The Annie Award nominations have also inspired many first-year animation students, including Austin Faber.
I think it's really interesting to see like people, ahead of me just getting all the success in the industry, because it inspires me to sort of work as hard as they did.
The International Animated Film Society will announce the winners of the Annie Awards on February 6th in LA. We're very proud of our students and can't wait for the results. I'm Tarek Mashal reporting for EyeOnSheridan.
Wow, today really felt like winter with the wind and frigid temperatures.
Let's check in with Brennan to see what to expect for the rest of the week.
Hey guys, so right now it's -8. It's pretty much been -8 the whole day. We did see some sunshine earlier in the day, and now the clouds have set in, which will later lead to flurries near the end of the day. It is going to warm up though, so let's take a look at your 5-day forecast, find out which days are hot. So right now, Thursday looks like it's heating up, so get your shorts out. It's -1 as a daytime high with -2 at the back end of Thursday. Friday, it's going to be +3. It's going to be raining though, so watch out. It's made of water. It's going to be a 2 for a low on Friday. Saturday, we're looking at a +2, but it's going to dip to a low of -7. Sunday is when we're going to start to cool down with a high of -5 and a low of -10. And on Monday, we're looking back at winter weather at a -7 as the high and -15 as the low. So, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not great. So back to you guys in the Sheridan room.
If you're looking for someone to snuggle with during this cold, a farm in Virginia may have your answer. The farm in Albemarle County is expected about 90 newborn goats by February. They're looking for volunteers to come and snuggle and feed the babies. Newborn goats need to be bottle fed 4 times a day, and most must be kept warm. So if you were looking for someone to spend this Valentine's Day with, look no further, and no, experience is not necessary for volunteers.
That's all we have for you today. I'm Crystal Davine.
And I'm Arvianor Jones, and in the words of the late David Bowie, tomorrow belongs to those who hear coming. Have a wonderful Wednesday, Sheridan.